What is up, Nickelodeon gamers? It's me, Cherry, and I appreciate all of the warm wishes and recovery posts and stuff I've seen online. I'm doing much better, but I'm not back to 100%, so I'm probably not going to be like my old screamy self, you know? I'm not that loud all the time, but just, I don't want to like strain myself yet. We'll be getting into the official Jenny Spotlight here, and one thing that Tafar, that I'll mention right at the beginning about this intro is Tafar talks about how throughout the spotlight he recreated the My Teenage Life intro. So if you're big fans of My Teenage Life as a robot, you'll have to really like let me know how you think he did. Give him a rating, like an A plus. I always give Tafar an A because dude's just he's outstanding at his work. Very awesome.
The crime-fighting teenage robot XJ9, aka Jennifer Wakeman, aka Jenny, is back and ready to throw down in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Returning to the brawl with some new high-tech tools and a shiny coat of paint.
I will say this. It's crazy how much this stage, and I mean this in a good way, it just looks like it's from NAS 1, but like it also doesn't, you know what I mean? Like you can tell with like I'm gonna call her the professor. So if you know the name of Jenny's isn't mom, it's just mom, right? No, I'm thinking of Futurama. Um I've already forgotten her name, but pretty much if you know the professor's name on the left here, let me know her name in the comment section. But like you can see like the lighting on her is different than it was in S1. And S1 is a little like wonky and the bloom was a little off. If you had it on and if you had it off, you didn't have this like nice lighting look. And same with Jenny, you can tell. But like the backgrounds even look more detailed, but like with the shadowing and they look less like drawn. And it's more of like a stylistic choice than anything. But I just wanted to note it about Tremorton.
In Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Returning to the brawl with some...
And then there, for a split second, we saw one of Jenny's skins, her colors, which is like a gray or dark. I haven't watched the show in a while, so if there's like something that I'm not noticing reference-wise with these colors and recolors, just let me know. I'd appreciate it if you do that in the comments section. And I'll be doing my own like reference thing like at a later date. It's actually one of those videos I am working on, but I'm not complete with it yet. It's in the pipeline, so bear with me on that one.
Brawl 2. Returning to the brawl with some new high-tech tools and a shiny coat of paint, Jenny excels at creating openings with strong projectiles.
That was a new move, I think. So, and it doesn't look like it's her up special because she still has her Nasborn up special. Maybe that's her up air, like her light up air or strong or charge up air. Her sea aerial, if you will. Her chair.
Openings with strong projectiles.
Do we ever talk about strong or charged up aerials in terms of what we're calling them? I know we called like forward charge, wait, no, because I was calling them neutral charges. So I was just saying we should just call them a sea aerial or chair aerial or. We're not doing this again. My brain's already tired as it is. We can't be doing this conversation again. we'll put a thumbtack in it or whatever, and a rain check. Yeah, we'll put a rain check in it.
Projectiles that she can use to provide cover for herself or catch opponents off guard.
That's cool. So she has like a hammer now. That doesn't look like it's her down strong or her down charge. Her D chair. Her D chair? Is that what we want? Or I don't know. But anyways, that looks like maybe it's a strong move, like a forward. So not the worst option. It looks a little slow to start up, but then I meant to do frame by frame. And do we see the whole thing in this? Or is it just kind of cut to her having... Yeah, cut, so we don't get to see if there's like more startup. And it looks like there might be because there's already like an animation flash. Like I doubt it would just start up like that.
Catch opponents off guard. While her combo game...
And we do see she has her missile rockets again, her fist rockets, whatever the heck you want to call them. If they do have a name, let me know that in the comments section as well.
Isn't as strong as some others.
And she has her lasers, but they are a bit different. And that looks like it must have been a forward strong or a forward charge, a chariot, if you will, because she has it here, but now she's swinging it like a bat instead of downward like a hammer. But yeah, that looks really cool to see. And we're seeing some more Reptar gameplay on the flat variant of Erkin, which is really cool.
Jenny can always keep up.
Oh, and it looks like that move might be a special option if it's throwing out projectiles. But we did see I think it was Ember, if I'm not mistaken, that had like projectiles on her um move on her strongs.
Her combo game isn't as strong as some others. Jenny can
And that looks just very cool. That beam.
always keep up the pressure even from afar.
Oh, and it does on the ground too. So maybe it is a like a strong option, but we'll see.
And thanks to her fantastic recovery in heavyweight.
And she does retain her light up air. So the light up air umbrella seems to be back, and it's even better with the hovering, making her fall even slower than it did in Nasb 1.
She has no problem jumping straight back into the fray.
Did you see how fast she dropped? Like, look at this. So she's here, right? She's pretty much level with Jellyfish Fields. She pulls it down, right? And her head is about to be level. Or maybe them. Look at that. Like how far she fell. In like 2 frames. She closes it. She's completely below it. And 1 more frame more. And she was, like, if you count the umbrella, she was level with it pretty much there with the umbrella. Oop. But as soon as this comes out, how do I make that go away? Uh-oh. Okay, we're good now, I guess. Like, look how far she's fallen. Like, maybe I'm just, like, crazy because the umbrella, you know? But, like, that looked fast. Like, look at that. Like, she's so low. She goes from being parallel in just a couple frames, not even a couple seconds, you know? Like, her fast fall speed, like, because you can see the little glint, the little star glint. Like, that's fast.
No problem jumping straight back into the fray after getting knocked away.
That's a good taunt, her with the sunglasses.
Back on the subject of Jenny's projectiles, the new slime mechanic provides an extra upgrade to her returning neutral special, Rocket Power. While the normal version of this rocket can still be aimed in any direction at any time, the new slime version also allows for 2 rockets to be
2 rockets at one time. So right when you thought that, oh, it's fine, in S2, I'm sure they'll like. I mean, I'm not even gonna go into that because I have a whole slight distaste for Jenny in competitive play just because she's just really crazy. But the game is also fast, so it's like you kind of hate a lot of things. It's not just her that I hate or I have a distaste for because I wouldn't say I really hate her. She's fun to fight and she's fun to play as, so it's like she's not a bad thing, you know. But anyways, of course, now she has even more strong things, which is really cool to see with like the double rocket because of EX.
be out at once. Jenny can use
That's cool. So like then because you can control the way they move by like moving around or moving your stick, you can see that that works really well for her as well.
this powerful, flexible tool to find clever open.
And like these are stronger than like let's say pit arrows because they travel slow, but she can move while doing them. So it's like a bait and switch, similar to like a Nikita from Smash Ultimate or Jimmy's rocket. Because I don't know if you can move them as much as you can Jetties.
Extend combos, or even save herself from some dangerous situations.
Like that. See, that's that right there with the EX hug or just hug driver. And we have seen it, I think, right? We've seen hug driver before because Patrick had his spotlight, but like we've never seen it too much. So here he gets hit and she actually breaks out of the combo because he didn't have the armor.
Situations.
Nair into dash tech.
If you hold down the special button after firing a rocket, Jenny will stand still while you try to hone in on your.
Oh, that's really useful. So now they pretty much took the whole thing in NASB 1 and they probably did this to mitigate the problem they had with it in NASB 1, which was the only way to stand still and move the rocket, I'm pretty sure, was by holding shield. And the problem with that is that I'd imagine that for a balancing and free-for-all purposes, or maybe just to make it more intuitive, they don't want people holding shield because maybe in a balancing thing, it's like, oh, you're holding shields. The only thing I can do is grab you. And then if you grab Jenny, then she'll just hit you with the rocket. And then what's like, well, you know, like there's no like actual like way to avoid it, you know? So instead of having her being in shield and doing it that way, because when you shield, obviously it makes it so that you can't move. And in this game, when you hold shield, you can roll in this game. And so what that means is that because you can roll, if you were to move the stick, what would take priority? holding the rocket or making it so that you can move your character. So what they likely did was they said, "Oh, we added these new things, and we can't just let Jenny hold shield because now she'll roll." Or it's also a balancing thing. So it's probably both. It definitely is like as I thought about it, like you could see the gears turning. Um, Obviously, it's more on the end of when we made her shield, it was so that she could stand still. But now that we have other options that would make you move when you're holding shield, we can't use that as the standstill option. So we had to code in another option for Jenny to stand still when using the rockets. Which, hey, I'm glad that they didn't just give up and say, well, I guess we have too many options. I guess Jenny is going to have to move to use her rockets. Because you never know, maybe stuff like that's pretty hard. And on top of remaking the whole game from scratch, I can imagine that that's like a lot of extra work. But hey, they did it, and so I applaud the devs for adding that option in and keeping it, anyways, even with all the extra features.
Your target. If your opponent isn't giving you enough time or space to set up your rocket, make some space with Jenny's new side special, Mass Hammer. This big old hammer
So it is a side special, not a forward strong like I thought it was.
swing sends shockwaves flying through the air or rumbling along the ground, which can help her find some breathing room. Just be careful not to be too predictable with how you use this move, or else you might risk having your projectiles reflected right.
That's true. So it seems like based on like the types of zoning tools you have, like stuff like that won't be too big of a deal because like strong still can reflect projectiles. But I imagine it's gonna be a bit like less what's the word? Like easy maybe to do so. Like it won't be like NASB 1 was weird because a lot of strongs like lingered or like had a lot of startup and like the forgiveness of like using projectiles with a strong was pretty, especially depending on the character. Like Cat Dog, for instance, like because of how his neutral strong worked, you could literally just like do your strong like and beat out any projectile at like almost any point. Like as long as you like because of how long it lasted. Like you'd have like sure you had a little bit of that startup, right? But once that thing existed, it was like anything versus like a Zim projectile or a Jenny projectile or like any sort of projectile that was coded as such would just lose to that move, right? So, like, it's different now. And I mean, I can't say for certain because I'm not a tester and I'm not like playing the game, obviously. But we'll see. I have like no clue, but it seems at least to me that it'll be like one of those things where because there's more projectiles, they obviously kept the strong option to like bounce it back. I'm sure there'll also be those abilities to like, you know. So we'll see.
Right back at her. Don't want to get too close, but still need a way to rack up some extra damage? Jenny's down special, Explosive Lasers, remains a solid way of doing so. If you're not able to land big combos or otherwise,
And interestingly, that doesn't put you into knockback or hit stun. So in the first game, when you get hit by this thing, you'd actually take.
if you're not able to,
Does that knock him down?
if you're not able,
Yeah, no, he just takes like a burn damage, which I think is a great idea. I think that if you're gonna have an option for like some of this like type of chip damage, it shouldn't be this like very punishing knockback stunning hit stun tumble creating like move. And in as one, it definitely did that a lot. And it was really frustrating to have to deal with because Jenny's in the air far away from you and hitting you and sitting you in knockback. And once you get close to her, then she also has these crazy good boxing moves that like you can't deal with her at ledge, you can't deal with her from away. Like, what do you do, you know? And I mean, she still has a lot of those options, but at least with this now, you're not going to be sent backwards. It's more like a fox laser in the sense that you're getting hit by it, you're getting the damage, but you don't have to care about it. It's just passive damage that, sure, it sucks that you're getting damage, but at least you're not being pushed away or anything, you know?
able to land big combos or otherwise find a way to open up
That was crazy.
your opponent's defense, it's nice to have a little bit of consistent damage output as a way to keep up the pressure. Finally, for the last of Jenny's specials, her up special, Robot Wings, allows her to fly around wherever she wants.
That looks farther than it was in NASB 1. I know, right when she came out in NASB 1, there was actually a brief period, like, right before they changed a couple things about her and nerfed her a bit, was that her up special could go really far, and I believe it was fast. Like, they nerfed the speed of it? I can't remember, but I know they definitely nerfed the, like, control you had. They nerfed the distance, and they nerfed the control you had over it, because I remember initially you could literally, like, you could do, like, very tight circles, very quickly, with it. And what they did was and also for a long time. So what they did was they nerfed the distance you could go, and they also nerfed the ease of control, I think. And then they also did some other changes to her as well. Like they changed her nair from frame 3 to frame 4, I believe. Pretty sure that's right. But like it was small things like that where it was like, oh, this is concerning. She has all of these things, and then all of a sudden, and she's not the best character by any means. So I'm not trying to sound like I'm ranting or anything, just explaining some of her tools. But it does look like that might be longer than her Nas one counterpart, even pre nerf.
Jenny can be pretty hard to swat out of the air when she activates this move thanks to its maneuverability. But watch out, she doesn't get any fuel back until she touches the stage.
That's good. So I don't remember. I don't think this was a thing in NASB one. Maybe they wanted it to be, but they just couldn't for whatever reason. But I'm pretty sure in NASB one there was no fuel mechanic. There was for like April, but that wasn't added in until like a bit later. And Jenny never got a patch like that for her up special. But I mean, this is a good trade off. You get more distance, so it's a lot more broken, right? Like you get the extra distance, the maneuverability, but you also don't unfortunately get the like super use where you could use it forever, So she actually has fuel now, and that's good to see because I think that's a good trade off.
So try to use her other specials, air strongs, or even her light up air to glide back to the stage when possible.
Yeah, and she still has access to all those other options. So pretty much it means that like in a scrap where you're getting reset to ledge every so often as Jenny, eventually you're going to be pressured enough to where you've run out of fuel and you need to touch the stage. Kind of like a Rob in a sense where it's like you're constantly sending them back to the ledge in Smash Ultimate, but all of a sudden, like Rob's been sent back 2 to 3 times, and now he's out of up special fuel and he's just going to fall into the blast zone. And same thing's going to probably happen with Jenny where in this game, she's going to be flying around. You'll hit a jab or a down tilt off ledge, forward stronger, hit her away. She'll come back maybe one more time, or use like her jump and a air dodge to ledge or a slime something. And I also wonder if you can EX slime her up special. Because let's say you're out of fuel, right? Devs, this is a question for you or testers. Can you use your EX version of up special to regain fuel, or how does that work? How does EX special up special work? Answer that for me in the comment section below, devs or beta testers. I'd love to know.
A few of Jenny's other old moves and techniques are here to stay, including her charged forward air, which is a slow yet incredibly powerful finisher, Angry Stomp and Mighty Mallets. Her light and charged down attacks also both make their return and can be looped.
This down strong or charge down charged. What the heck am I saying? Oh god, I hope that it was never crazy broken in NAS one, but gosh, was infuriating like in terms of like a knowledge check and like just dealing with it initially, like those first couple of days. That was terrifying because it was like some characters just didn't have like the recovery tools to like deal with this. So it was like you'd recover low, and on certain stages with the ledges, if the ledges were too thin, the hitbox was like wider than the edge of the ledges. So like you'd go to grab a ledge, right? Because you had no other option. If you tried to recover high versus this, and like you were already like cutting it kind of close, like trying to like thread the needle, you get hit. You can't go too high because you could like get out of this and then just edge guard you once you try to land, right? Like do a grab or something, reset the situation. But then it was like if you hold in and get thrown off, you're gonna get hit by it. If you try to go low and like beat out the hitbox, and if the timing's wrong, you'll get hit. It was a crazy move. But anyways, let's just see what else she's got.
Also both make their return and can be looped repeatedly by pressing the attack.
So similar to in Nez 1, she gets the I'm angry. I don't even know what to call it. Just the grumpy reference is what I'll call it. And then we get to see Reptar get beat up even more for an unfortunate amount of reasons. Poor Reptar.
Her jab, however, has a new property. The final hit can be angled with the control stick.
That's really cool. So I just said it, but I'll say it again. You can angle your jab hitbox or launch angle by angling your stick. So with my controller here, like let's say jab, jab, jab. On the last one, if I hold like up and away, like or diagonal up left or whatever, it'll send in that direction. That's really cool.
Meaning she can either choose to launch
or down,
flying a bit farther, higher, or even tumbling downwards.
That seems really nuts. The fact that you could send people downward. What if they have like a Reptar like Nez 1 recovery? I don't know if there's recovery is in Nez 2. If it's the same, that's cool, but I don't think we've like hey, hold on. Maybe we'll see it.
Jenny
never mind. But hey, sent up, like they come at you, you catch them because they missed ledge. Jab, 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 sends down. See you later, bucko. You're sending them to the blast zone. That'd be crazy. But we'll see how that works. Maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking it is, but that might be something that's really crazy at high percents. Like it's like it's like an advanced upgraded gentleman from like other games. Like normally a gentleman just sends out, right? And it's like, oh, it's good because when you catch them, they hit all three parts of the gentleman, and then they get sent into the blast zone when they're at high enough percent or just off stage too far. But like this is like an advanced gentleman. You can send them straight down. Like that's, or maybe sending them up might work for your combos at lower percents. We'll have to see.
Tends to feel the most vulnerable when she isn't quite close enough to utilize her short yet fast and effective light attacks, nor far enough to safely set up her projectiles. However, she can still surprise opponents at the mid-range by holding down the grab button.
And she still has her super duper tether grab. So always cool to see, but at least it's slower. In Nes 1, it was a bit hard to react to, in my opinion. And also like it was well animated, but like it also like it could have been better. And I think with this, like you can see it, it comes, it grabs you, and the distance doesn't seem as bad. But I imagine also, devs, is there a dash grab version of this? Because there is dash grabs in this, and there is like I think a difference in the like length of each of those things in the startup and frame data, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're allowed to answer that question, is there a difference in terms of like the length that you can grab at and such, or is it just the distance is based off of the fact that she's moving when you do the dash grab, and that's like what makes it different? Or can she even do the tether grab dash grab where she's running, like you hold it and she comes out really far?
Surprise opponents at the mid-range by holding down the grab button for
Because that shows you the difference, I believe, because that's like her grab animation. That's her normal grab range. Is that it looks like. So she goes out, grabs, and like that's not too far, but I mean the difference is
mid-range by holding down the grab
it's that much. So and he's a big character, but like still.
button for some extra reach. This version of her grab is a bit slower and is far more punishable if it misses.
So yeah, now it's a lot slower. Like you can see that in action, like it's reactable. I think that's a great change. I think it was definitely hard to react to in S1. Like that's reactable. And it's also he's like they're showing you right that Patrick's right there. The grab misses. So it's not like extending too much far past the animation, if at all. Because look, and it's not lingering a lot either. It comes out, it's probably out for like a frame or two at that distance. Maybe it's out as it comes out, and once it reaches its apex, it goes away. Because he literally like goes into it. You see that grab animation. He comes over the top of it and punishes her. So that's not the best grab, but I mean, it's obviously an option. But when you have as many options as she has, you probably don't want to make that too good.
So don't use that as a full replacement for her regular grab. All in all.
And then we also got to see her up throw there, so that's pretty cool. As well as the moving platform variant of Erkin here. Shouts to Erkin. And we get to see...
All in all, Jenny is a well-rounded defensive character that has all the tools you'll need to succeed in a world full of villains and aliens.
Oh, and then here's her final splat with Zimothy and Plankton getting destroyed. And Zenny. Well, I guess she is in the Zen zone, right? The Zenny.
Villains and aliens. If that sounds like your kind of style, give her a try in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. Thanks for watching, and look forward to more character spotlights coming soon.
Well, that was the Jenny spotlight. I'm pretty hyped about her. Probably won't be my main, but she's definitely really interesting. And the person I was going to tell you about who is a beta tester who I've talked to, not about her, but just that he plays her, like, or that he was interested in her, is that TNT blows up. Good friend of mine, was a very good Jenny, probably the best Jenny like of all time in the EU, as well as one of the better Jennies in the world. I think probably top 1 or 2. Maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. I probably at least number 2, right? Like because it's EU, like he was pretty dang good. Screw Dupes is up there as well, number 1 or so Jenny. I think number 1 right now at least. But they're pretty good. It's TNT, very excited for this character, told me that he loves playing her, thinks she's very fun. He was talking just a bit about like, yeah, she's a character that I am pretty excited for, and that yeah, he's ecstatic about the game. I'm ecstatic about the game. I think we all are definitely excited to get our hands on it, once it comes out. And I'm excited for like the first major event, Heatwave, which will be happening. But yeah, what did you think of Jenny? Do you think it's gonna be a hype event to see Jenny unfold in like actual gameplay, like once we get our hands on them. What do you think? Do you like the references that are in? What do you think about our final splat? Because that was also something that was shorter than most, and also like she's in the zen. She was zenning out. She's vibing. So I thought that was pretty cool. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And finally, before I sign off, I just like to give a few announcements. I have a couple more videos coming up this week, whether they're spotlight or otherwise. Tonight is Chum and Go 20, where I'll be talking about just NAS2 stuff as well as commentating and hosting the Chum and Go all platforms Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 1 weekly. Happens every week on Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, which I think is 7 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. So if you are in any of those time zones, you're free to enter. There is a region cap, but it's like very lenient. So just register, and if we have problems, we'll figure it out when we get to it. Okay. But I appreciate you for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.